Alright, what's up guys? So today we're going to be doing a Q&A. I told y'all to send in some questions. If you don't follow my Instagram, I'd suggest doing so because that's where I get all the questions, at camgoforth. I link it down below in the description. But I added my friend Matthew here.
What's going on, everybody?
You'll see him in the next video. I figured having two bodybuilders answer some questions y'all sent in would be better than one. You want to go follow him on Instagram as well. What's your at?
Dice Dallas.
Dice Dallas. So yeah, go follow him. Alright, so let's get into these questions. Starting off, let's say dirty bulk or lean bulks?
That's not even a question. No, lean bulking, man. I mean, the amount of fat you have to cut off after you try dirty bulking, you know, you'll gain like 20 pounds, but how much of that really is just muscle?
You've done a dirty bulk, haven't you?
Yeah, 2019 I did.
Yeah, what'd you get up to?
I got up to 185, but the physique for 185, you know, I'd rather just take a couple extra months to gain that weight instead.
Yeah, bro, I got up to 185 when I dirty bulked this past winter. Look, if y'all watch my YouTube videos or follow my Instagram or TikTok or anything back when I was like 185, I thought I was looking solid. I mean, I was massive, like up top. But I look back, I'm like, bro, my abs were like gone now. Was it worth it now as I'm cutting? I don't know, maybe. Trying to like adapt your mental state to like getting fat and then like losing a bunch of weight and then you're like, oh, I'm small. I don't know, it's not worth it in my opinion. I'd definitely say lean bulk all the way. What's your ultimate fitness goal? Something you want to achieve in the future, asked by Assad. I think mine would probably be turning this into a career. I mean, I guess that's more of a social media goal, but given my social media is fitness, that's what it would be. When it comes to competing, I think there's a question about competing on here somewhere, so we'll get to that one later, but what's your ultimate fitness goal?
Competition. I want to win, you know. I'm nowhere near there yet, but eventually trying to be pro is the goal, definitely. Stepping on stage, having that experience. You know, people say you're either gonna love it or hate it, so.
Yeah. You wanna go to the Olympia?
That's years in the making that I hopefully one day.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But making a career out of it would be definitely something I'd love.
Do you plan on competing in the next 3 years? Yeah, I think I'll compete next summer, probably. That's what I'm thinking, if I gain enough size. You were actually about to do a show, weren't you?
Yeah, I was thinking about it. My mindset on the show was kind of just like seeing the feel for the competition, definitely on an amateur show. I know that if I'm gonna compete, I'd rather just take the time off, gain my size, fill out my frame correctly with my coach, and then hop on a stage and hopefully, you know, place up there. So probably within the next year, I'd say.
How many hours a day do we work out? It depends on the day, okay? So today, we got there at like 1:30, we left at 4:30. Given a lot of that, I mean, you can take like 45 minutes out probably because we're posing and we gotta like do film stuff and like switch things around all the time. I'd say like 2 hours, 2.5.
Yeah.
Most of it is cardio, like at that point. I do like 30 minutes to 45 minutes of cardio a day. My workouts don't usually take that long. They've recently been taking longer though, just because like I want to make sure I'm not losing mass.
I usually just train for about an hour and then do cardio in that because I'm also not trying to, you know, overtrain at the same time.
Like my leg days, they're pretty short somehow. My chest days, I go balls to the walls because my chest lacks. So my chest days tend to be pretty long because I also do arms. How old am I? I just turned 20 in June, so June 10th is my birthday. How old are you? I actually like don't know that.
19. Yeah. I turned 20 in November.
Okay. This is a good question. How many calories do I eat on my cut every day? I personally eat 2,200 to 2,400. I'd say I'm probably in a 500 deficit, not including cardio.
I would say starting off my cuts, I would always go down within like 200 to 300 calories, but I'd also slowly digress into lower calorie amounts as the months and weeks continue on, because if I just immediately cut down to like 1,600, I'd feel like and I'd also probably look like so.
Yeah, that's facts. When I started my cut back in like March, I set it at 2,700 just to see, like, get a feel for where I was at. Like, I didn't want to just drop into a 1,000 calorie deficit on accident and just cry myself to sleep. You know what I mean? Like, do you shave?
My entire body, yeah.
Yeah, okay. What do you use to shave your whole body? What's your secret? I just use Dove body wash because it's like good for the skin. And I just shave with a razor. I need to get some exfoliant stuff, but currently I'm just living with some ingrown hairs. So there's nothing I can do about that at the moment. I haven't shaved in like almost a week because I have a really bad ingrown hair on the back of my leg and I don't want any more.
Tip for the hairy dudes out there, including myself. Start off with like a pair of clippers and then go into like exactly what Campbell said. just razor and then exfoliate it so you don't end up with any bumps, or you know, you don't want to look like you have acne for no reason whenever you just shaved.
Yeah, I'm not hairy like as it is. Even when I didn't shave my arms, you couldn't really tell there were hair on them. Any advice to a female on how to build muscle?
So a lot of the girls that I'm either doing online coaching for or training, it's usually the exact same sort of stance on how to gain muscle. You know, lean bulking would usually be what I suggest to people. I know a lot of the times what would even be the term for it? Stereotype in the community is that if girls work out their upper bodies too much, they're going to be built, you know, like men, which necessarily isn't the case whenever you're just trying to get hypertrophy and lean out your body while filling out your frame. I think that the same workouts still apply, but definitely when it comes to legs, you know, obviously different body goals for some girls compared to guys. There's always going to be that change in your workout routine with like adding more glute or hamstring workouts necessarily, or you know, adding more frequency on legs.
So targeting more what you want your physique to emphasize.
Definitely.
Yeah, I guess it all depends on your goals. I mean, if you want to go like figure pro or something, train like a bodybuilder. But if you want to look like an Instagram model, train like an Instagram model. But not the ones that lie to you and are like, do air squats for 10 minutes. Yeah, but the diet and stuff, you can't change the laws of thermodynamics. So when it comes to cutting or when it comes to putting on muscle, your body's going to need a certain amount of energy to do so. Protein to keep it, build it. That's all going to be the same concept at least. When I work out, what's my favorite rep? So I'm going to take this as what's my favorite rep range to stay in. Most of the stuff that I do, I keep in the rep range of 8 to 12. And I try to go to failure, you know, so I put the weight at whatever's going to make me go to failure between the reps of 8 and 12.
I agree with the 8 to 12 range, definitely. When it comes to the bigger body parts and, you know, doing isolation movements, 8 to 12 always for that muscle growth.
Alright, this isn't a question on here, but like, I just kind of want to talk about the topic. When you're cutting, should you do low weight, high reps in order to get more toned? Or when you're bulking, should you do low weight, low reps to build muscle and to build strength? What do you think on that? Because I always hear that, I guess, myth that low weight, high reps is going to make you toned, and I don't like hearing it.
I think if you want to look diced and lose muscle mass, you'd be my guess. But, you know, the point of a cut is still maintaining, you know, maintain your muscle.
Lose the fat.
Exactly. The training is still applicable in the same way compared to, let's say, a bulk. You know, you're still doing the exact same high intensity workout and you're just training harder than the last time.
Any tips for some beginner gym rats?
I say consistency.
Yeah. Also, your motivation may fade. Like, there's plenty of days I wake up and I'm like, man, I don't want to go to the gym. Then it just comes down to self-discipline. You got to be self-disciplined in order to stay consistent. How long did it take you to get to a 225 bench?
For me, I also started off at a heavier frame. I also did, thankfully, have friends that helped me out and kind of direct me into what to do, how to properly have form. So I'd say within the first year of working out, the end of my junior to the beginning of my senior year.
Bro, I started working out like sophomore year. As a lot of y'all know, I mainly focused on calisthenics for like a long time. When it comes to weights, I'm just like not that strong. I didn't hit 225 probably until I was a senior, because I remember hitting 205 as a junior, and it stayed like that for a while until my last bulk. When I gained a bunch of weight, I could do 225 for like 5 or 6. That's what I was working out with.
I also know necessarily that when it comes to those top 3 movements, squat, deadlift, and bench, it's also a lot of form. Changing up the types of benches you do, pause reps.
Facts, I figured that out this past bulk. I did a lot of pause reps and it shot my bench up. Do you ever want to compete or enter a men's physique? I think I'm going to enter a men's physique when I do compete. You're doing classic?
Yeah, and that's just further down the line.
Alright, this is a good question. It's actually from you. Explain weight gain for the people that think they straight gain pure 5 pounds of lean muscle and whatnot.
So a lot of people most of the time think that when they do step on that scale that they gain 10 pounds and they immediately assume that it's pure 10 pounds of muscle. You have factors like your glycogen levels, your water retention, your fat percentage increasing, and then of course your muscle mass.
Especially when you first start, like if you start training and eating right and you realize like in the morning your weight is 6 pounds lower than it is at night, those 6 pounds are not going to be muscle, obviously, because you like just started training and eating right like within the first week. So back to like what he said about some of it being water weight and whatnot, that's true. Like especially if you eat, you know, go take a pee, see how much weight you lose. You may lose like half a pound. I mean that's that'd be a lot of liquid. But someone asked update on that ingrown hair. It's still there. I think it's starting to callus over because I didn't mess with it. Because, you know, it was all like red and stuff. And I was like, nah, I'll just leave it there and see how it goes. And I asked someone and I was like, I think I asked my girlfriend and I was like, do ingrown hairs callus over if you leave them there? I got a yes. And I was like, oh man. So.
Remove your ingrown.
Yeah. Remove them, bro. Exfoliate. What made you start? I started 3 weeks ago, bro. I want to lose 160 pounds. I'm not sure if you want to lose 160 pounds or if you want to get to 160 because looking at your profile picture, bro, I don't know if it looks like you have 160 pounds to lose. But either way, you will get there actually. There's no if. You gotta have that mindset. That's a lot of it. So stay in that deficit, stay consistent, stay disciplined. But what made me start was I just had a lot of stomach problems and working out kind of helps them. So that's why I continue a lot of the time too. Because if I don't work out, my IBS gets really bad. Especially sophomore year when I didn't work out, it's like really bad. Also at that time I was like 125 pounds, like really skinny. And previously I was like 150. I mean obviously my body composition was different than when I'd be 150 now. I was like, what happened? I gotta gain it back. So.
Honestly, the opposite started for me. I started at a heavier frame, and it kind of just started off as my friends kind of taking me to the gym, social time, and then it just developed into a habit of where I loved working out, and it became kind of like a lifestyle. You know, you want to have that repetition of doing something to the point where you love it.
Yeah, starting and continuing is definitely like a whole different topic to get into, but just remember how you feel after you work out. And endorphins, bro. They'll make you feel good. I actually like this question a lot, and it says, things to know when you're about to go to the gym for the first time but you've been training from home. So I'm going to start off by saying, if you're not familiar with equipment and whatnot when you get to the gym, don't worry about it because most people are going to be, you know, glad you're there. And you eventually will get the hang of it.
I completely agree. Most of the time, trying to find the right people, getting that social group is always a great plus. But even if not, just remember that, you know, you're there for yourself. It's you versus the weights. You know, everybody's just there to get better by themselves. And I completely agree with Campbell on that.
Also, I tend to find that a lot of people are kind of insecure about going, you know, like not just looking stupid, I guess, when they're not familiar with the type of exercise that they're doing, but like their physique, you know. But how are you gonna gain that confidence and whatnot if you can't really basically get in the gym because you're mentally holding yourself back? You just gotta get in there, not worry about what other people are thinking, and just better yourself. How long have you been training? I've been training for like almost 4 years, I think, so sophomore year. So like 3.5 years since I picked it back up.
I'd say the exact same amount, honestly. Yeah. Maybe.
When am I gonna do the 10K calorie challenge? If I ever dirty bulk again, I will do the 10K calorie challenge. But here's the thing, the problem with that is my stomach can't even handle most foods. I'm not gonna put myself through that one. And two, my stomach can't hold a lot of food. So I'm not even sure if I like physically could do that. I mean, I guess that's why it's called a challenge. I'm not gonna do it while I'm cutting for sure because that would just throw out probably like 2 weeks of a cut and I'd cry myself to sleep. Not actually, but you think you'll ever do a 10K calorie challenge?
I'd be down.
You'd be down, really?
Yeah, I could. I eat like crazy, so.
All right. Well, if we do it, it won't just be me, it'll be us. So stay tuned for that, I guess. Alright, this one will be the last question for the video, but it was, what's your ideal job or position in the fitness industry? I said I want to make this a career, but sometimes I don't even I don't consider myself to be part of the fitness industry at times. TikTok, like, you know, it's mostly fitness, but not all of it is. Like, I try to incorporate my life into it and whatnot. What about you? Like, you want to get into the fitness industry, social media type stuff?
Yeah, definitely. Honestly, not sure about TikTok or I'd say other forms of social media, but like YouTube or Twitter, but Instagram is one thing that I'd go ahead and publicize for myself. Other than that, I really don't see myself again being part of the industry. Considering also that, me personally, I just started off making an Instagram page.
Yeah.
So,
and if you don't follow it, go follow it at Dice Dallas.
Yeah,
again.
At Dice Dallas. But you know, that's where the room for improvement just continues, and you just see further along the road where you end up, and you know what doors open up for you.
I mean, a lot of the reason that I stay in the industry, I guess, and I enjoy doing this is because I want to help y'all out. You know, like I know there's plenty of people that like to watch my videos like for entertainment purposes and whatnot, but there's a lot of misinformation in the fitness community and just like about health in general. If I can help y'all out with the knowledge I have and like motivate you as I can or inspire you in any way, then I'm gonna do that. You know, it makes me happy and it betters y'all's lives, so I guess I feel the responsibility to do that, and I like doing it. I guess that's my goal, be able to reach a wider audience, and it'd be great if I can turn this into a career while helping as many people as I do. We're gonna go ahead and wrap up here, so feel free to leave more comments down below or questions. Follow my Instagram because I will be posting more, you know, ask me some question type posts on my story for the next Q&A. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Love you all, and peace.
Gotcha.